Hey guys, Tonic here. Today I want to take a look at some of the cut content that we almost got in Fallout 76. Let's check it out. Now I want to start this video off with a pretty interesting one. We all know Assaultrons, but have you ever wanted to date an Assaultron? In the game files there actually seems to be some cut content revolving around a date sequence with an Assaultron, and they actually even recorded some voice lines. Here are some of the examples.
If only I could drink with you without damaging my circuits. You're so incredible. And I'm just a lowly Assaultron. Just so you know, I'm fully functional. Fully.
And even in one of the early trailers, we actually had a glimpse of a Vault Boy sitting on a rock on a date with an Assaultron.
You may find yourself a little lonely.
I wonder if this was for getting an Assaultron as a companion, or maybe even just having an actual date with a lonely Assaultron. I also really wonder where this could have taken place, as I really couldn't find anything hinting in the files to where this would be. My guess would probably be the White Springs, because there is a table where you can sit down and a server will come and get you a menu and you can sit down and have lunch or dinner, but again, that is all just speculation. Coming in at number 2, we have the Pickett's Fort Defense event. Now this event was actually in the beta, but it was taken out shortly after. Now this event was actually PvP focused, and you would basically just dress up as a Union soldier or a Confederate soldier, and you would attack the castle trying to fight each other, and it was basically like a team deathmatch. Now the lore behind it was essentially that the robots there were creating a Civil War reenactment, and there was actually Protectrons that would also fight on both sides of the Union and the Confederacy. Now I actually don't have any footage from the beta during this event, and I actually don't even know if I played it. I don't think I did, but there are a few videos on YouTube of people doing that event during the beta, so if you are curious, do go check them out. And also a little bit interesting is that the Union and Confederate generals for the battle still have the voice lines saying that they are waiting for another reenactment, so maybe someday in the future we'll get it back.
The curator will announce the next show. Please stand by. The curator will announce the next show. Please stand by.
Next up we have a very interesting one, and I kind of wish that we actually got this in the game because it seems pretty cool. This is going to be alternative legendary mutations. Now we all know when you shoot down a legendary enemy to half health, it'll grow back its health, and that's pretty much it, that's the end of it. Well, in the game files there's actually several different mutations that can happen. Right here are the ones that are in the game files. It's once the enemy regenerates its health, it'll now do double damage or poison damage or radiation damage, or be more accurate in doing more damage. And honestly, that would have been so sick if this was in the game. It would have made fighting legendary enemies a lot tougher, because right now, it's not much different than a normal enemy, and honestly, if you have a really good gun, you can kill it right before it mutates. It's not very hard, and this would have actually put a very interesting dynamic onto it, and again, I just really wish we had this in the game. Now let's talk about Rose, our favorite chem addict robot. Now we all know how much Rose loves her chems, and it actually seems like she has a daily quest revolving around that. So as you can see right here, a message will pop up that says, "Hey, you, I know you're out there, I know you're listening, I need you to do a favor for Mama Rose." And basically she just goes on to tell you that she needs a lot of chems. So I'm assuming that this would be a daily quest, because it seems like it's very repeatable. You can just go bring her some time of chem that she needs, whether it be Psycho, Jet, or Mentats. And honestly, this also would have been really nice to have in the game, because I do love my daily quests, and this would have been a really cool one. Now going from that daily quest, let's take a look at all the cut perk cards. Now right here we have 3 of them. We have Exotic Weapons, Outlaw, and Grease Monkey, and as you can see, they really do not seem that crazy. And so there's also 3 other perk cards that are only the artwork. There's actually no card to go with it or description to it. We have one that's labeled the Locksmith, the other Habitual User, and the last one would be Nerves of Steel. Now the only one that sort of has a description is going to be the Locksmith. It's going to allow you to craft locks in your camp, but we already can without a perk card. And the Habitual User as well as the Nerves of Steel do not have any descriptions at all, and I gotta say I'm kinda interested in that Nerves of Steel card. It kinda looks like a damage based perk card, so I am curious about it, and I really hope that we get that at some point. One of the biggest complaints about Wastelanders was how Foundation did not have as many quests as Crater. Crater had the 2 daily quests and Foundation only has the 1, but to my surprise, and I'm sure many of yours, in the game files there's actually 4 more quest lines for Foundation. Now the first quest that we're going to take a look at is going to be called A Refreshing Outlook, and it's going to be given to you by Samuel. Now this daily quest would have you go and try and paint over some Raider graffitis. I was actually only able to find 2, which is going to be right here in the front of Foundation, and right here in the back of it. Now another daily quest at Foundation would have been called Stewing Over Things. In this one you have to go and try and find a recipe for Sunny and then help him craft some food to feed the village. And another one is going to be called Field Hand Needed. Now this one you would have had to help them feed their chickens, and it's pretty simple. It sounds like you just had to fill up 4 things, 4 different troughs, and that would have completed the quest. Now this one I actually personally find the most interesting. It's going to be helping them restock their armory at Foundation. Basically, you're going to have to go out there and find some stuff to try and craft a guard restock kit, and then once you craft it, you're going to give it to them, completing the quest and helping farther arm the citizens of Foundation. Now once I found out how many quest lines there were that were cut for Foundation, it just blew me away. I don't know why they would take these out of the game. Even if they are simple and trivial, they still do add a lot to the experience, and they just make the city feel more full. Now the next piece of cut content I want to look at is going to involve the Mistress of Mysteries. Now down in this bunker there is going to be a room called the Hall of Trials, and in the files it is referred to as the Danger Room. Now in here it looks like you would have been able to set a difficulty for different enemies, and then you would have been able to spawn them in as some type of simulation to fight them. Now this would have been the room that you had to fight in, or that the simulation would take place in, and I gotta say that the room is pretty small for some of the enemies. Now right here is a list of all the enemies that you would fight, and it's pretty extensive. It goes all the way down from canines to deathclaws to even at the bottom having a Mothman spawn in here and fight you. Now honestly, for how small this room is, I'm kind of glad that they removed it. I really can't see a deathclaw navigating through this. It's very tight, very compact, so this one is completely understandable. And it honestly would not be a cut content video unless I talked about the Race for Presidency quest. This is probably the most famous cut quest from the game because it honestly had some pretty sick rewards. Now one of the things that makes this quest so well known and interests a lot of people is that it's actually still in the game today, but just locked away behind some laser grids. Alright, and with a little bit of magic we can get right behind those lasers. So right now we are in the presidential suite, which is where the president of the Enclave would have lived at the time, and I gotta say it is so sick. So this right here is his Oval Office, and everything as you can see in here is pristine, absolutely everything besides this terminal. So it leads me to believe that they actually just replaced it with this broken terminal for now, so we can't read what's on it. And then over here we got a nice view of the operations area. Going in here on just a little tour, we got an archive room. Over here we have his bedroom, and then going into here is the really important part. So this is the token area. You would put your tokens right in there, and then you would actually be able to redeem them for different types of things. So right here we have the Presidential T60 Power Armor, Gauss Rifle, and Polyfiber Power Suit. But something very interesting about that is even though we cannot grab these using the tokens, the Presidential Gauss Rifle is actually at the end game of the season scoreboard, so it came out as a skin and not just an individual Gauss Rifle. Kind of interesting, and I'm wondering if we're going to end up getting the T60 Power Armor as well as the Fiber Suit at some point. So over on the Fallout Wiki, I'll throw this link down in the description. There are a ton of Fallout 76 cut quests. It's honestly too many for me to throw in this video, and some of them are very boring, and some of them actually seem very interesting, so I will throw that link down in the description if you guys are curious about the full quests. Now that is pretty much going to do it for this video. I know that there is a lot more cut content, but I don't want to make this video too long, and some of it really was not video worthy. But I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really genuinely do appreciate it. And as always, a massive thank you to all the channel members: Ratty Star, Jay Smith, Argent Deer, Bowser Double Frang, PS4 PH Gaming, Ice Cream Manny, Chris Decker, Robert Kennard, Yosevated, Alienithy, Theodore, Captain Awesome, Digital Aardvark, Lone Samurai OG, Diathan Gaming, Christy Mel, and Schwitz. You guys are amazing. I love you, and have a great weekend.